I became a multimillionaire when I was 21, and we've done over $10 million with the online business.
Today's guest started building Instagram pages at just 15 years old from his bedroom in Germany. And this small side hustle turned into an over $10 million business. But it wasn't always like this.
I did an internship in Dubai when I was 17. I was living with 15 people in one apartment in Dubai, 3 people in one room. I was one of them.
Wow, okay.
The best thing you can do for personal development is to build a business.
Why's that?
Because the business is always a reflection of yourself. Found Instagram, theme pages, started building faceless accounts, made the first money by creating content for other people, hit my first $100,000 month in 2020.
Nice. Along the way, he's worked with some of the world's best known entrepreneurs.
I paid Ty Lopez $100,000 to privately mentor me.
Really?
Yeah.
Nothing happens for so long until everything happens all at once. And I'm seeing that in my life right now. Now, he teaches thousands of people how to build online brands and turn followers into real income, just like he'll teach you today. What do you tell your clients when it comes to building their personal brand? What type of content should they be creating? Meet Nicholas Pedde. Everyone, round of applause for Nicholas Pedde. Yes.
Thank you for taking the time. Appreciate it.
Of course. Thank you for coming onto the podcast in beautiful Dubai.
Sure.
Why should people be listening to you? Like, what are the highlights of your career? Like, what should they be looking to as, okay, these are some of the things that I've done?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think what's probably interesting for many people, the feedback that I've gotten is, I started my entrepreneurial journey pretty early on when I was like 15. That's
15?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
That's when I got into it, like really started when I was 16, 17. And I became like a self-made multimillionaire millionaire when I was 21 or beginning of 22. And we've done over $10 million with Instagram, with the online business. We host those masterminds. People like it with people like Ty Lopez, founder of Copecard, Raul Plicat, Simon Harris, Laura, the founders from WAP were there.
Yeah.
I've been in the space, like the internet marketing space for 8 years now.
Well, so hold on, wait. Because I think we just kind of skipped past one thing that you said. You said millionaire by what, 20?
21 or maybe when I turned 22, yeah.
How did that feel, bro?
I mean, it just came naturally.
So did it feel different from that 999,000 to the million or no?
No.
Okay,
no.
right. So
I
just
didn't
kind of
even notice it like when I did it. Yeah.
And then was this through like courses? Was this through products? Was this through social media? Like
social media mainly, and then yes, affiliate marketing, selling shoutouts. I built theme pages. That's kind of the first business that I started, and then corporations. I got into this personal branding and funnel game pretty early on, and then I had a mentor. I still have him, and I became his business partner in 2019, and we crushed it with his business. So there was many income streams that helped get there. Yeah,
that's one thing that I've seen about your journey as well. You've had mentors along the whole way. Yeah, like from would you say 15 you had mentors, or was it 16?
At the beginning, I tried to do everything on my own, but then it didn't work, and I failed. And then one day I saw this ad from Ty Lopez. It was like, hey, here in my garage.
Famous ad.
Exactly. And then I got into the 67 steps.
Yes.
Learned about mentors, how important they are, all this stuff. Started learning from Russell Brunson. And then I got my first in-person mentor in 2017.
Okay. When you were?
16 years old.
16 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So what, you're 23 now?
24.
24 now. Okay. Yeah. Same age. Yeah. Same age. Okay. Wow. All right. So we've got the highlights. Yeah. Right. We've got the highlights. Take us back to the fields. Yeah. Where did this start for you? Like, what was the start like? At 15, where were you? Because I think it was Germany, right? Yes. Talk to me about that. Bring us back.
Germany, small town. I was playing video games all day long.
Yeah.
And then suddenly at one point, one of the streamers or YouTubers that I watched, he was talking about the Volkswagen Aktie, the stock. It's like from Germany, and it was crashing at this point.
Okay.
And somehow it got my attention. And then I got into stocks, right? And I talked to my parents about it, about Volkswagen, that they crashed. And my mom, she brought me a magazine about stocks and investing.
Wow.
Just randomly. Okay. And then the book Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh, no. Your mom brought you the magazine and the book Rich Dad Poor Dad?
Yes. Just randomly. Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
And then I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and then there was a little mindset shift.
Wow. So that would you say that was your first big paradigm shift then?
Yes, for sure. After reading Rich Dad Poor Dad. Yeah, for sure.
And I read that. Yeah, go on.
Insane. Like, paradigm shift for sure. Before, like when you grow up in a small town and your parents aren't entrepreneurial, my parents are just working in a normal job. Like you don't even know that there's a way that exists outside of, hey, go to school, go to university, go get a 9-to-5 job, retire at 65 or whatever. Like that's the normal way. I didn't know anything outside of it. But then I read Rich Dad Poor Dad, and this changed like my whole point of view on making money, life in general, what you can do. And then I went online and like looked on YouTube for like Robert Kiyosaki and this and that. And then I started seeing people like Ty Lopez, or my first mentor, he's German, guys won't know him, but he was living in Dubai at that point, right?
Okay, already. So this was in 2017.
Yeah, 16, 17.
16, 17, he was already living in Dubai.
Yeah.
That's when do you know when they were starting to build stuff up here? It must have been what?
20, 30 years ago
20,
or something.
30 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was pretty early, I'd say, to the Dubai bull run.
Yeah, for sure. He
That we're
came
seeing.
super early. He was one of the first.
Okay. So one thing I like to do on this podcast is to see what makes you different. Because what Vitamin U is all about is the individual things inside of you that make you different from other people, aka your experiences, your skills, your abilities, your talents, and your character. Right. So what would you say is one of the things that made you different along this journey? If you're liking this podcast so far, make sure that you click subscribe and you click like so that you're aware when we do post again and so that the message spreads out to other people like yourself. Look, we're trying to bless the world. We're trying to help people find their vitamin U. Help them do it too. Enjoy the rest of the episode. Speak soon.
Oh, it's a good question. What made me different?
Yeah.
I think...
because people are exposed to the same things as you. People are exposed to the same things as you. There's hundreds of thousands, millions of people that have read Rich Dad Poor Dad, millions of people that have seen Ty Lopez here in my garage, probably tens of millions, hundreds of millions, right? But what made you different, bro?
Yeah, I think from the beginning on, when you talk about things like this, so I wasn't always super skeptical, right? Many people who see ads online, who see people like Ty Lopez, one person might see him, hey, they see that and it's like, hey, this is a scam, it won't work, right? The other person, for example, said, hey, this is interesting, let me have a look at the whole thing, right? And I was never like super skeptical. When I saw something, I was like, wow, this is cool, this is amazing. I got inspiration from other people. And then overall, when it comes to other business stuff, I mean, consistency, for 8 years, I've been, building my business. I never really took any breaks. Beginning of this year, I took a little break for the first time in 8 years.
Yeah.
But I was consistent, working on it every day. I always invested into mentors. I never was, I would personally say, stubborn or had like a big ego where I didn't, for example, took advice from other people. I have friends of mine and people that I know, they sometimes have this super big ego. I'm trying to help them with something in the business, with like funnels or whatever, what I've been doing for 8 years now, right? And they don't take the advice on it, right? Because of ego or whatever. But I would say pretty down to earth. I always get advice from other people, try to apply it. Consistent. I stuck with one opportunity, with one vehicle, didn't change around. And then,
So it sounds like to me, you're teachable.
Yeah.
As in you're good at learning. You're willing to learn.
Yeah.
And you're kind of, what's the word? Humility.
Yeah.
I'm hearing humility in my head. You're very humble as well.
Yeah.
And you're willing to invest into yourself and into mentors as well. And there was one last thing that you were saying towards the end. I guess you're placing yourself in the right environments and around the right people. So these are some of I'm starting to get your vitamin U. I'm starting to understand. Okay.
I was never scared to take kind of like risks or do bold moves. I moved to Dubai when I was 18.
What? Okay, right, cool. Let's go from 17. So 17, you were doing what in Germany? Your mom's giving you Rich Dad Poor Dad in the magazines.
Exactly. I had 2,000 euros from working in summer holiday jobs.
Nice.
And then I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad, got into and then stocks. This Volkswagen Aktie got my attention. Rich Dad Poor Dad talks about investing, whatever. I got into stocks. Did it for like 4 or 5 months. Portfolio went up like 3-4%. Was too boring.
Okay.
Right. And then I was like,
too slow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. How long is it gonna take me?
I was like, how to make money fast on the stock market. And then I got into day trading.
Okay. All right, bro. I did the exact same thing. I was like, stocks,
really?
like S&P 500. What is going on? Like, why is it moving at like 2p per day? Like, what is happening?
Exactly.
So you went into day trading after that.
Yes.
And how did day trading go?
So with day trading, I found this man who became later on my first in-person mentor. Day trading went okay, 6 months up and down, you know it.
The markets.
Yeah, the market. And then I had still just 2,000 euros, and I was like, if after school I don't want to work in 9 to 5, I need more money for my day trading account, right? You need like 100,000, 200,000 euros. If you make whatever, like 5% per month or something to be able to live from it, I was like, I need more money. And then I was like, how can I make money online? And then I got into everything. Then, I started searching for ways how to make money online. Long story short, found Instagram, theme pages, started building faceless accounts, made the first money by creating content for other people, by affiliate marketing, and then at one point coaching calls. And
so just before we get into the rest of it, what's a faceless account? I know, but then the people at home may not know. What's a faceless account?
Yeah, you can have an Instagram account about any topic, cars, watches, travel, mindset, business, news, and you just post content, but like without showing yourself.
Okay.
Right? Not personal content, but like about a specific topic. Like everybody might know those news posts, memes, whatever, travel posts.
Right.
And this is what I started in 2016.
So like, for example, it might be like a luxury home page and they just have luxury homes.
Yeah.
And to monetize that, just to get the clear picture for everyone, would people maybe sell ads on that page
Yeah.
or ad spaces and shout outs and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
exactly.
So that's
Exactly.
how it works.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so that's what you were doing at what, 17?
Yes, I started when I was 16 years old.
16,
Yeah,
okay.
with theme pages.
Okay.
Yeah, to the end of 2016. Yeah.
And that was going into 17. And what happened at 17?
Yeah, same. At the beginning with theme pages, I struggled, but then at one point I had my first 10,000 followers.
Nice.
And then I started creating content for other people. That's also how I found my first, like, the in-person mentor. I did an internship in Dubai when I was 17 in my mentor's company and created content for him. And then I got into like affiliate marketing.
Okay.
Yeah, made the first. Yeah.
I was going to say something about the internship.
Yeah.
Because you just brushed over that. You just said, oh yeah, I did an internship in Dubai. And then what? You did it. You went from Germany to Dubai. What was that jump like? And how did that even come up?
Yeah. So as I said, I went into day trading, and that's where I invested my first money into a mentor.
Yes.
Right. For like 1,100 euros or something. I bought this coaching program from this German guy who was living here in Dubai.
Yeah.
Right. And he was teaching day trading. I got into it. He was doing like live calls. I always ask a lot of questions.
Yeah,
Right.
good.
So he probably knew my name.
Nice.
And then at one point I just emailed him. I was like, hey, listen, I've been doing this social media thing. I could help you. Right. And then we got in touch, and then we met in Germany because he was there to get married. And we met, and then we talked for like 3-4 hours. And then he was just like, hey, why don't you come to Dubai and do an internship to get to know the company better? And then in the summer holidays of 2017, I went to Dubai to do an internship in his company. And yeah.
So basically, it came from you taking action.
Yeah.
So you actually so you were in this internship, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you had like what, 2,000 euros, and then you paid 1,100 to get into the internship. No, sorry, not the internship, to the
coaching program.
to coaching. So that was over half of your money
Yeah.
that you spent to get into the coaching.
Yeah.
So you believed in it that much that you spend that much,
Yeah.
and you said to yourself, I'm not going to let this opportunity go to waste.
Yeah.
I have to take advantage of it. So
Yeah.
you actually reached out to the guy,
Yeah.
and you said, I can help you.
Yeah.
And you were what, 17 at the time?
I was at that time, I think, still 16.
16. Please, people, that is a lesson. I don't care how old you are. You could be 15, you could be 56, right? Take action.
Yeah.
If there is something if there is a place that you can add value in, like what value can you add to the people that you want to work with in the future? What value can you add to the people that you want to partner with in the future? Because that's exactly what Nicholas has done. And I'm assuming this is probably a consistent theme that we'll see throughout.
Yeah.
Just adding value to people. That's what you're doing through the pages. That's what you're doing through coaching. That's what you've done, even getting that internship in the first place. So take me to that internship. So you go over to Dubai now. What's life like over there?
I mean, it was amazing.
I guess.
I mean, not the lifestyle that I live now. Like back in the days, I was living with 15 people in one apartment in Dubai, 3 people in one room. I was one of them.
Wow. Okay.
I got from this mentor, I got 500 euros for 5 weeks.
Okay.
For Dubai. So it wasn't the luxurious Dubai that I live in nowadays, or that I was with 15 people in one apartment, and I was doing the internship for 5 weeks. All day long in the office, working, helping him with social media, with funnels, with all that stuff. But this is when I kind of experienced like what life has to offer, because he at that point already was or is a multimillionaire, right? He was driving like Lamborghini Aventador, orange one, and then sometimes we were going to all the nice places and stuff.
Nice.
And then I was 17 years old, did the internship there, and I experienced what life can be like, right? And I saw it for the first time, not just on YouTube or Instagram, but with my own eyes, And then I was like, okay, this is where I want to get.
That's so interesting, bro, because it's like you go from where you were, sharing the apartment with 15 people, to go into these nice places to eat, driving in the Lamborghini, and then you have to go back to the place. Wow. How was that? Because the contrast of that would have been crazy, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, at that point, I didn't care about, sleeping with 15 people in one apartment. It didn't matter to me. It was fine. Cool experience. I was there to learn, to bring value. It was amazing. When I was 16, I didn't care about those small things, Like that you stay with 15 people in one apartment. It didn't matter to me. Yeah.
So you just needed somewhere to sleep, and then you were good to go.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly.
Wow. And then what did you learn from that internship?
I mean, a lot of stuff. Ty also talks about it. The way how you learn is kind of like through osmosis, just by spending time with people who are like 10, 20, 30 steps or years ahead of you. That internship, I think the biggest thing was seeing with my own eyes what's possible, seeing that this lifestyle is real. Spending time with that mentor who was like an idol. I was always watching his YouTube videos and stuff. And it basically gave me this belief that, hey, there's more to life, and it is possible. That was probably the biggest thing.
So it was exposure and putting yourself in that environment.
Yeah.
Interesting. Just like how Rich Dad Poor Dad was that exposure in the first place. Then you actually got a taste
Exactly.
of the lifestyle after that.
Exactly.
And then where did you go from there?
Yeah, so I went back to Germany, and at this point I already had my theme pages, my content, but it wasn't really successful. But then after I was kind of like all in and fully invested like mentally into the business, and I was like, I will make this work. And then 30 days later, after coming back from the internship, I made my first like $1,000, and then went on, and pretty fast I made like over $10,000 in a month while school.
Hold on, okay. You done a jump there. So you made 1,000 when you came back.
Yeah.
And then how many months would you say was it until
Within 30 days, I made $1,000, and then 30 days later, I hit my first 10K month. Yeah.
What changed?
Before I was just not taking things serious, right? And like super serious. I was just like trying to grow the account, this, that, whatever. I was not really committed to making it work. Like to some degree, yes, but not really. And I didn't like really know how to monetize. But then I went into this internship, and what the guy was doing, he had a personal brand teaching people about day trading, right? So I saw how he's running the business, what he's doing, how he's selling, how he's making money. And then I came back and I was like, okay, this works. I know kind of how to do it. And then I just tried, and I started with affiliate marketing, did more content creation for other people. I made the first money, documented on the account. People saw, they were like, hey, this is sick, Niklas, how does it work? Can I pay you for a coaching call? And then I started doing coaching calls, and then it just blew up kind of, within the first month. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so all right. So it seems like this trip has lit like a fire under you.
Yes.
Like the internship, the 5 weeks in the apartment with 15 people, going to spend time with your mentors, lit a fire under you, which just changed your whole life.
Yeah, for sure.
And then you came back to Germany, and it's like a fire like never before.
Yeah, exactly.
And then you just got straight to it. And then within a month, you went from 1K to 10K in a month.
Yeah.
And then after that, so after the 10K, were you documenting from the 1K to the 10K on
Yes,
Instagram?
I documented it, yes.
Okay. And then you putting that out online.
Yes.
And then people were coming to you and saying, how do I do the same thing?
Yes.
Is that the same thing you've done through like up until now?
Yes. I always kind of documented my journey. Yeah.
Would you say that's the key?
I mean, if you want to build a personal brand, yes, I think so. Like we have so many clients who want to build a personal brand. I always tell them, hey, no matter where you are right now, no matter where you are, if you're at zero, maybe you're in debt or whatever it is, like start documenting the journey right now, because people want to follow a journey.
Well, what do you, okay, see, this is the thing. This is what you get when you listen to the Vitamin U podcast. What do you tell your clients?
Yeah.
What do you tell your clients when it comes to building their personal brand? What type of content should they be creating? Because some people will say, oh, vlogs. Some people will say like a day in the life, a week in the life. Like, what content?
It totally depends on your personality, right? Some people are more outgoing. They are ready to do vlogs. For example, I would not be the person. I would not run around with a camera around the mall and record myself. It's just not me, right?
Okay.
No chance.
Right.
Not possible. But it depends on your personality, right? And most important is just document the journey and share your lessons, learnings, like everything that you learn along the way, right? And I think being authentic to build a personal brand is probably one of the most important things. Yeah.
Okay, so authenticity.
Yeah.
And how does someone actually be authentic in their content?
Either you just are or you aren't, I guess.
What does that mean, bro? Like you are or you aren't. Like how does somebody be authentic? Because I hear.
I mean, I can tell you how to not be authentic, right?
Let's do that.
If you're not authentic, you just put a mask on, right? And you try to pretend to be someone who you're not. You know, that's not authentic. But if you just are who you are and you put it out in the world, then I guess that's authentic.
I see. And then people should just put this online saying, what should they say, numbers of where they're at and stuff like that?
Yeah, they can just be like, there's so many, like also now 15, 16-year-olds who are like, hey, I'm 15 years old.
I've seen it, yeah.
I want to become a millionaire.
Yeah.
This is my journey, right? And they go ahead and start creating reels, and sometimes they even get millions of views. Wow. I saw so many like 15, 16, 17-year-olds living in the UK or Germany or whatever, still like kids, but they start documenting their journey. And they document how they go on like, I don't know, sales calls or whatever.
Yes.
And they show how they close their first clients.
Crazy.
Yes.
Crazy. And so you would say that this is what we should, if we want to build a personal brand, this is what we should be doing. We should be documenting the journey.
I mean, there's many different approaches, right? But if you're starting from zero, then yes, I think this is the best approach. This is what we want to approach, like documenting the journey. Another approach would be, for example, like you're doing podcasts, interviewing people, right? Another approach would be if you already are successful, then you can build like your personal brand more in an authority-based way, right? You talk a lot about the successes that you maybe had in another business. It depends, what stage of life you're at right now.
Okay.
I guess.
And then with your clients, because you mentioned your clients, like with your clients, what kind of results have you generated for your clients? Like what have you helped them to achieve?
I mean, my first like big client was this mentor of mine. So I did the internship in 2017.
Yes.
I came back home, I was still in school, grew my business. After the internship, I wasn't really in touch with him like a lot, just sometimes back and forth on WhatsApp. But then I built my own business in 2018. I finished school, then went to Australia. And then in the record month, I did like 36K
in
a month.
And then what was that? What was that around? Was that the coaching?
Yeah, this was coaching calls, and then at one affiliate marketing also, content creation also, like all together. Yeah.
Very nice. And that all came together. And that's when you were out in Australia.
Yeah.
What made you go to Australia?
Because while school, I had one friend, and we always said we want to do work and travel in Australia.
Yeah.
But then it turned into business and travel, and not the normal work and travel. But yeah, so that's why I was in Australia.
Interesting. And then after that, so this is like 18, 19.
Yes.
So what happened after that? Like, I'm trying to think about the space between there and where you are right now.
Yes,
Because that's 36K in a month. That's amazing.
Yes, for sure. It wasn't profit, right?
Yes,
revenue.
of course.
You know, you have expenses, software, this, that.
Yeah. Did you have a team at that time?
No, I was doing everything myself.
Everything yourself?
Yeah.
Was it difficult to do everything yourself, or was it?
No, not really.
Okay. Well, so basically, like, what level of complexity was it at that time?
Pretty simple, you know. I had my theme pages.
Yeah.
I was just creating content. I think maybe at that point I already had a content creator. I'm not sure. Maybe I had one. Posting content, and then I was the rest doing myself, coaching calls, building funnels, affiliate marketing, doing stories. Easy. It was pretty simple. Yeah.
So a one-person business.
Yeah.
36K a month.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to hear more about that in later on in the episode.
Yes.
But okay, take us from there. What happened after that?
Yes, I was in Australia, and I remember I was in a hostel. I was sitting outside. Not a hostel, sorry, an Airbnb. I always switch between hostels and Airbnbs.
Okay.
Because my friend who I was traveling with, he obviously like he wanted to stay sometimes in hostels, experience this like work and travel lifestyle. Same for me also, you know. And but yeah, I was staying in Airbnb, and then at one point I got a voice note from my mentor. Right?
Okay,
I saw
same mentor from the
internship, exactly.
Okay. Internship, yes.
I didn't speak with him for like 6 months.
Oh, right.
I got the voice note and I was like, hey, what is this? Cool, nice. Nice to hear from him. And then he was like, hey, what's up? How are you doing? Whatever, how's Australia? I saw the funnel that you have online, right? This looks amazing. I need help with it. And then he was like, do you want to come to Dubai and help me in my business with funnels?
Okay, right. So this is the second time he's done this.
Yeah.
This is the second time he's asked, can you come to Dubai to help me?
Yeah.
And with this funnel, where was this funnel? Was this in your Instagram?
Yes.
So he just went to your Instagram bio, he saw the funnel and he's like, I like this.
Exactly.
I want the same thing.
Exactly.
Talk to me. What happened after that?
Yeah, so then I was still in Australia. I came back beginning of 2019 in January, spent like a week in Germany or two with my family and friends. And then I went to Dubai for 2.5 weeks. And then I took over the whole marketing of my mentor's company.
Wow.
Built all the funnels, built a new product, scheduled all the emails, told him, hey, do this YouTube video and this Instagram post. And then we did 250K in 2 weeks. And then, yes, that was good for sure. And then he was like, hey, do you want to become business partners and work together long term?
Wow.
And then I moved to Dubai to work with him. Yeah.
And you were how old?
18.
18 at the time. Yeah. And then you made a decision to move fully out to Dubai?
Yeah.
Interesting.
To work with that mentor.
To work with your mentor. And then do you have any plans to continue running your business, like your own business on the side?
At that time I was then exactly like running his business half-time and running my business half-time.
Interesting. Yeah. And so you generated that 250 in 2 weeks, and I have it makes complete sense why he'd want to work with you right after that happens. Yeah. And are you still working with him to this day, or?
No, he's retired now. He lives in Switzerland.
Has kids, you helped him that much, right? Wow. Okay, so you helped him come over 250K. Nice. Yeah. What does that say to you? When you get that win, I guess all of you get that win, but then you've come into the company, you've been the catalyst for this change. Yeah. What does that say to you at that point in time?
Say to me, what do you mean?
Like how does that make you feel?
I mean, it was kind of like a similar experience as the one in 2017. It again showed me what's possible, you know? And it just moving to Dubai and working with a mentor, seeing those numbers, hitting those numbers. Of course, it wasn't my own business and I didn't have like a big share or anything. It was kind of like a win-win deal, you know. I was helping him in his business and he was helping me, and then of course I also got paid for it, but it wasn't much, you know. At that point I didn't earn much from those 250K, and but you know, seeing those numbers, like working with him, doing everything on a higher level, right? And then he obviously has been in Dubai since 2015, so all the connections and stuff, you know, he like got me into this life of like on a higher level, you know.
Interesting. So that's an interesting topic actually. He got you into this life in terms of the higher level.
Yeah.
Because you could be doing the same thing you're doing, but of course at a lower level.
Yeah.
Meaning you would be dealing with a lower amount of figures, like different types of people and such. But just because you had access and exposure to a different level, you're able to operate on that level now.
Yes. And then he introduced me to really good people here in Dubai.
Yeah.
Yes, I got connected to like bigger entrepreneurs. Founder of Digistore, for example. Do you know Digistore?
No, I don't know Digistore.
Digistore 24, huge payment processor also. Wow. Huge. I think Tony Robbins was selling on it and stuff. Wow. Like it's big. 2019, I met the founder of Digistore through this mentor, right? And then so many other people, like, for example, representative of American Express, like the Black Card Centurion card. I met him in 2019 through that mentor here in Dubai, who does like the whole region here.
Wow.
Like everything. So he got me into rooms with people who are 10, 20, 30, 40 years ahead of me. And this,
Like Ty said.
yeah, exactly.
So what would you say to people who want the same thing? Who want to... I want to find a mentor like that.
Yeah.
What would you say to people who want to find a mentor like that?
I mean, I think in general for what means networking or whatever, I was also on the podcast, someone asked me like, how do you network?
Yeah.
I think there's not really, like, I never had like a strategy or something for it. I think most important is become an interesting person yourself, be able to bring value to the people,
good.
and just like genuinely be nice, right? And don't always ask yourself like, hey, what's in it for me? But what, kind of value can I bring to the table? And this has always been my approach, like always be nice. Never lie, never cheat, never do anything like this. Have good morals and values, and then don't always think like, hey, what's in it for me? But what value can I bring, right? And I think that's when you get to know good people and also find mentors. Yeah,
Of course. I think that is, like, even though you said it's like there's no rule book or like there's no necessarily guide, like that is enough advice in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because when I follow those things and I've met great people, I do have great mentors.
Yeah.
I do have great people around me. I mean, that's why we're here today.
Yeah.
Right. I heard great things about you. I was like, okay, cool. I want to meet this guy.
Yeah.
I heard great things about my friend. That's why we're here. I heard great things about Peter. That's why we're in the studio right now. Right.
Yeah.
It's all about, okay, cool. What does this person represent? How are they as an actual person? Because I met my first billionaire the other day. It was at this community thing that I went to. It was interesting. It was an interesting event, but for some reason I just didn't want to work with him. I just didn't like the type of person that he was. And it's okay. You don't have to work with everybody. Exactly. But that's a big thing when it comes to business. What I'm realizing, it's not just about the value you provide, it's also who you are as a person. And of course, your product is extremely important. You have to work on that. But who are you as a person?
Yeah.
That's why I always tell people to work on themselves.
Yeah. That's, I guess, most important. Yeah.
Absolutely. And what do you do to work on yourself? Because I see you go gym. I see you go to the gym. So what do you do to work on yourself, bro? Look, I've changed my whole life through podcasting. I used to not have a network. I didn't have a business before. I used to work the job that I didn't necessarily like. People didn't know me as a speaker. I didn't have a personal brand, but my whole life has changed ever since we grew our first podcast, which was a top 5% most shared. We got millions of social impressions online and people coming up to me in public asking me, are you this person? I said, yes, I am. And it all came through a podcast. Now, if you want to do something similar and build your own podcast, then click on the link down below to book a call with myself or my team, and we can speak about getting you started with your own podcast. Whether you want us to handle it for you or you want me to teach you how to do it, we can do it both ways. Speak to you soon.
I think what I do to work on myself, obviously, stuff like reading books, learning from mentors, taking a look at podcasts, all those things, going to the gym, Muay Thai, traveling. Traveling, I think, is always good, hanging out with people. But I think the best thing you can do for personal development is to build a business.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because the business is always a reflection of yourself. And in business and in the entrepreneurial journey, like, it's a reflection of yourself, and you have to grow as a person. And with business and with entrepreneurship, there comes so many challenges, right? Things that you have to learn, things that you have to unlearn. You have to learn skills in so many different areas of life, like hiring, being able to read P&L sheets, profit. You have to learn ads. You have to learn this and that, and networking, all those things. And, as I said, sometimes there can be hard times and tough times in business. And then you have to learn how to manage your mind and your emotions and everything. There's just so much that comes. And then also with entrepreneurship, I think with entrepreneurship, you kind of live life on the fast lane. When I take a look at my life and what happens in a year, it's like so many like big events, big decisions, things, traveling, meeting this person, that person, or whatever, compared to, for example, normal life that my parents live or that my high school friends live. Like, they don't have so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
And through all those experiences, you learn a lot.
Absolutely. And I'm seeing this now, bro. Like, even when I've been out here, even like Shiloh will say, like, even I've been out here, more and more opportunities have been popping up. I'm like, what is going on? Because I'm not sure if you experienced this, but it's like nothing happens for so long until everything happens all at once.
Yeah.
And I'm seeing that in my life right now. But
nice.
How do you balance this stuff? Like, because I'm assuming now you got a team, right? You got a team. But then now my transition is I've got a team, I've got a small team.
Yeah.
And my transition now is building a bigger team and like now taking more work off my plate.
Yeah.
But how did you handle that transition yourself?
The balance or the transition? How do I balance it? Both.
Yeah.
How do I balance it? Good question. I think I also have to still work on it myself.
Yeah.
Like for me, it kind of always goes to extremes. For example, like 2 months ago, I was like working a lot for like 1.5 months, 15-hour days.
15-hour days.
Oh yeah, like just all day, like morning until evening, not much.
Wow.
It's just pushing super hard. But then the month after, I was working close to zero. You
Wow.
know. But yeah, it's possible. Back in the days, like 2 or 3 years ago, whenever I was not working, of course, the business crashed. But now we have a great team. Ty gave me the advice. When was it? End of last year, to hire a COO, someone who manages all the operations.
Okay.
So that helped a lot with stabilizing the business, even when I'm away. Like now, I can take a month, 2 or 3 off. Doesn't matter. The business keeps running because we have good systems, good team members, someone who manages all the operations on a day-to-day basis. Yeah.
Very nice. So you hired well, and it sounds like you're, as you said, extremes.
Yeah.
So like you go really, really hard, and then you not do anything for a little bit.
Yeah.
Then really, really hard.
What means not anything? Of course, I still work my 1-2 hours a day, WhatsApps,
bit,
chat to the team, this, that, but I'm not pushing extremely hard. Yeah.
Interesting. And in this whole journey, what part has content had to play?
Content?
Content.
I mean, super big one. My whole business, or all the businesses, are based and built on content. You know? Yeah.
And then what I like to see what I like to do when it comes to content is I like to put out, for me anyway, as much content as I can handle.
Yeah.
But then it's like I can only do so much.
Yeah.
What should I do to get to do more?
I mean, it depends on, like, there's many different content strategies that you can go for, right? So we, for example, have an approach with a personal brand. It's not so personal, right? So for me to create content, to put out content, I'm not always required. So the team does everything.
Oh, so like what, like quote posts and
Yeah,
stuff
exactly.
like that?
Yeah.
Interesting. And how often do you post a day?
5 times.
5 times a day.
But the team does everything. I don't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm saying 5 times a day, bro.
Yeah.
It's like 25 times on a 5-day week. And then if you're doing it on the weekends as
But
well.
we do 7 days a week. Yeah.
7 days a week.
Yeah, we do like, 150 posts a month. Yeah.
150 posts a month.
Yeah.
Someone even said to me recently, should I be posting 3 times a week? I think it's too much. I don't want to bombard my feed.
I think the most important thing is, if you try to grow a personal brand, is quality over quantity, right? So you need quality content. If you want to grow organically, we don't really do it organic. We do influencer marketing.
Okay. How does that work for you guys?
Good. I mean, my whole personal brand is built on influencer marketing.
But then what type of influencer marketing? Because I've seen, what's the word now? Is it UGC, like user generated content and stuff like that?
Not like this. We work with theme pages. So I started back in the days with theme pages. Still nowadays have my theme pages. So this is why I was always in the theme page space. And there's hundreds of theme pages. And what I just did is, when I built my personal brand, is I just started paying all the theme pages to promote my personal brand with this theme page quote like content. Yeah.
Interesting. So you would just pay, so to grow your, instead of running ads or anything, to grow your, do you run ads for your?
Yes, I started 3 months ago.
You started 3 months ago?
With paid ads, with Facebook,
So before that, it was only these
influencer
theme
marketing,
pages.
Yes.
Did you already have connection to these people, or did you reach out to these people?
We'll reach out. And of course, I've been in the space since 2017.
Of course. So you already had connection. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
So you grew this through reaching out to people to post you, and then they just drove the traffic to your page.
Of course, I paid them for it, but
Okay. And then they would then go through, the idea is that they would then go through the funnel that you had in your bio.
Yes.
And then they would just buy one of your, whatever ticket it is, products.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. So I'm starting to get an idea of the funnel. I'm starting to get an idea of how it works. So that's how you get the attention into the top of the funnel.
Yes, top of funnel is all the influencer marketing. We have a network of 500, 600, 700 pages that we work with.
100?
Yeah.
Nice. Okay.
Yes, like 500, 600 pages, we run content on them. That's how we grow the personal brand. On the personal brand, we post content. And then, of course, there's the funnel.
Okay, sorry. I've got so off topic when it comes to the streaming things. So I'm just interested.
Yeah.
So we go to that 36K month. Was it 36 or was it 34?
36.
36K month. And then you've started to do your own thing now. Like after, well, actually, no, we go to the 36K month, then the 250K.
250K with the mentor, right?
With the mentor.
Not my money,
Of course. And then after that, then what happened?
So we did the 250K, became business partners.
Yes.
We did actually $1 million in 45 days.
$1 million in 45 days.
I got my first 2 Comma Club award.
Nice.
And then
Congratulations.
I was like, thank you.
You're welcome.
And then my mentor told me, hey, you should focus hardcore on personal branding. And then I booked a personal branding workshop back in 2019. Flew to Cape Town for 3-4 days to learn about personal branding. And then that's when I started putting more focus on the personal brand.
Interesting. Okay, so you made the $1 million with the mentor.
Yeah.
And then after that, you've decided to focus on your own thing.
Yeah.
And then when you decided to focus on your own thing, you decided to invest into yourself further
Yeah.
by going to a personal branding workshop.
Yeah.
What was the key that you learned from the workshop? Do you remember?
It was all stuff, I guess, that I already knew.
Okay.
But hearing it again, thinking about the stuff again, putting my, like the puzzle in the mind together in the right order, and then just spending 3-4 days thinking about this topic of personal branding, getting feedback from other people. This is what helped. There wasn't any like aha or click moment. Not really. But yeah.
It was just basically putting together what you already knew.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And then after that, like when you put together everything that you already knew, then what happened? Because I'm assuming that you already have, I guess you have a business running whilst you're doing, the million with the mentor.
Yeah.
Then what was happening with your business?
Yeah. At that time, I was doing like 20, 30, maybe sometimes 40K a month.
Nice.
And then I hit my first $100,000 month in 2020.
Nice.
In February, I think. Yeah.
Nice. In terms of perspective, right? Where are you right now in terms of monetary wise?
Yeah. So last month the business did 650K.
650,000 dirhams.
Dollars. Yeah.
Dollars, not dirhams.
Yeah.
Well done, bro.
Thank you.
Well, no, honestly, and I say that because like we've just gone through your whole story, and we said 2K, starting with 2K at the very beginning. You're like, oh, 2K, 2K at the very beginning to 650, bro.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man. That is wild. Like, and then what did you do that through? Was that through the coaching? Was that through your products? Like, what was it through?
Like the 650?
Yeah.
Yeah. So different things. Like number one, selling shoutouts on theme pages.
Okay.
Of course, this is the smaller part.
Yes.
But then the theme pages drive traffic, and then we have different products. We have low ticket products. Instagram University. It's a coaching program that shows people how I build my theme pages. It's $6.95. We have like upsells and other stuff.
$6.95.
Yeah. 70 video lessons.
70 video lessons for $6.95.
Yeah.
I mean, well, hey, if you want to get started, you could get started for $6.95. Yeah. Wild.
People love it. 80,000 people bought it already in the last few years.
80,000.
Yeah. And Trustpilot, we have like 2,200 reviews, 6 out of 5 stars on average.
Wow. And then after that, I'm assuming that they kind of, get upsold to the next level and into the next level, which is a part of that value ladder. Yeah,
exactly. So we have the Instagram University just over deliver like crazy in the front end, right? And then if people like it, maybe they get the first results. If they want to work more closely with me, learn more stuff about events, things like personal branding, funnels, all that stuff, building a team, monetizing your theme page with affiliate or building your own product, then we have high-level coaching programs. Yeah.
Interesting, because what I do for my podcast agency is like, and this is another reason why I love podcasts. I could just ask amazing people the questions that I need to know. So like with my podcast agency, what I do is I help companies to run their podcast. Like we kind of automate it. We just do it for them, right?
Nice.
And what I've started to do recently is I've started to sell information. Yeah. Which is another reason why I was interested in what you do, because like you're very good at selling information and helping people to do the same thing as well. I think I saw a few clips from your recent mastermind, or one of the ones recently anyway, or like last year or something. And now I've started to sell the information. I've started to sell a program.
Nice.
And I just did my first group cohort, which went really, really well. And I've got a lot of great testimonials. I did my last one, the last session, it was a live cohort. Did my last session on Saturday. So I wanted to do it in Dubai because oh, nice. And then I'm going to be doing even more cohorts now, but then I'm starting to think about my value ladder. Yeah. So I'm thinking about doing a similar thing. Okay. Getting some sort of a lower ticket.
I mean, at the beginning, I wouldn't even start. It depends. What do you want to sell in the back end?
Okay.
What do you want to sell?
No clue.
You don't know yet?
I don't know. So it'll probably be my, I'm joking. It'll probably be my, the program. We have like a program which is like a couple thousand.
But what does the program teach?
I teach them how to leverage their podcast. So to get
business
owners and also people inside of B2B companies as well. Because that's who we help through the agency and we get them good results.
Yeah. Okay, I see. Yeah.
So that is what the program's about. And then we will also have like our regular pricing, which is for like our agency services, actually running the podcast for them.
But do your clients have a podcast?
Yes, they will have a podcast. And then this is the thing in the program as well, some people don't have a podcast. Yeah. So they're looking how to actually start their own leverage podcast as well.
Yeah, so maybe, I would, at the beginning, I wouldn't do low ticket because it's a lot of effort. Probably until like $100,000 a month, you don't need it. But then at one point you can do, low ticket. For example, like an ebook or low ticket course. Okay. Why you should start, it could be something like why you should start a podcast in 2025, kind of like angle, or like how to start your podcast in 2025 and get your first 10 paying clients from it. Like, some intro level product. Yeah, something like this.
So I shouldn't even sniff it.
No,
before 100,000 a month.
No, I wouldn't.
Wow.
because then you're like chasing two kind of like rabbits, low ticket and high ticket, and you don't really focus on one thing.
That's another thing that I realized about you, focus.
Yeah.
Like you get one thing and then you just go in. And I hear that your mentor even reminded you of the same thing.
Yeah.
Of like, we done the million.
Yeah.
Like now it's time for you to focus on your personal branding.
Yeah.
Like what impact has that had in your life?
Focus?
Yeah, focus.
Yeah, I mean, yes, so I've always been like focused. And as I mentioned at the beginning, one of the things that I think made me successful is that I never changed like vehicles or opportunities or something. With one thing, I stuck with it for 8 years. And then this is how you can build the compound kind of effect, I guess.
Yeah.
Right, this exponential growth. And I always had focus for sure.
Amazing, bro. Amazing. And is that something that you're still doing to this day? Like you're still focusing on the main business? Is there anything else you're looking to do in the future?
I mean, now it's many different things that we do, right? We have the personal brand, the coaching products, low ticket, high ticket. I run the mastermind consulting club.
Yes.
We started the software with Simon
Nice.
beginning of this year.
Shout out, Simon.
Yes, shout out Simon, good guy.
He is a great
Amazing guy.
Yeah.
Yes. And then now I'm doing another company, software, that I'm coming on board as like not investor, but like as a shareholder, whatever you want to call it. I do my investments. There's a lot of stuff.
Oh, so what, as in, do you do angel investing?
I mean, I invested into one startup, kind of like one of my friends. He did like a friends and family round.
Nice.
For his new company, so I invested there. I have a bar with Thai in Norway.
Sorry, you have a bar? As in you own a bar, like a...
Small shares of it with Thai together, yeah.
Oh, nice. In Norway?
Yeah.
Have you been?
No.
When are you going to go visit?
Let's see. Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. What made you want to do that?
I just wanted to learn. I spoke to Ty. I asked him like, hey, what's the next step with my entrepreneurial journey? And he was like, yeah, just keep focusing on what you're doing right now. But then if you want to get to the next level, it's like buying and selling businesses. And then I was like, how do I get into it? And he's like, hey, I'm doing this deal in Norway right now. I'm buying a bar, sorry. You can just like join and see how everything works with the paperwork, this, that. And then I just did it with him. Yeah.
That's amazing. And like Nicholas, one thing I'm seeing so much is just the people you're around.
Yeah.
The people you're around, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
And like, of course, there is no, I cannot put aside your hard work and your determination and how much effort you've put into this. As you were saying, 15-hour days, you're still doing 15-hour days.
Now, not anymore.
Okay, no, now not anymore.
But like
so like a couple of months ago.
1.5 months ago.
1.5 months
it's
ago.
from time to time, it's different, but yeah.
Intensity, there were probably in more intense periods than, okay.
Yeah.
So, but you're still working hard.
Yeah.
Like you're still working hard, you're still doing all this stuff. But then what I've seen, so like, because I know a lot of people who work hard, but they haven't generated these types of results.
Yeah.
But another thing that I'm seeing, which is so different, is the type of people that you're around, bro.
Yeah,
so
I think.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the network and the people I surround myself with, it's really strong for sure.
what would you say for people to? Because I know a few ways for people to do this, like to get around, the right types of people.
Yeah.
For example, for me, like masterminds.
Yeah.
Like, I think those are great to get around the right types of people. And your one, what's your one called again? Consulting
Club, the mastermind.
Club, yes.
Yeah.
And what would you say are other methods of people getting around the types of people like that they? I guess maybe they even aspire to be like.
Yeah. I guess. First of all, the most important thing is become an interesting and valuable person yourself. What we spoke about before. Be nice and genuinely interested in sharing and bringing value to other people. And then, for sure, masterminds. Investing into mentors.
Yes.
So, for example, I paid Ty Lopez $100,000 to privately mentor me.
Really?
Right? Yeah.
What was that like for 100? So okay, I've got two questions. What was that like, and what were you? First of all, what were you expecting it to be like?
Yeah.
If you're paying $100,000 for anything, you're gonna have expectations.
Yeah.
So what was the expectation like first and foremost?
No, I did. To be honest with him, I didn't really have big expectations. We kind of did a deal. I paid him the $100,000, and part of the deal was that he comes to the mastermind that we're doing in Cannes. So last year he came for the first time.
Good. Okay, cool.
And then on top he did this like private client program. So where every month we are just on one-on-one calls, talking for an hour or two, WhatsApp back and forth. Yeah, it was good.
It was good.
It's still good. I'm going on a call with him. I was on a call 2 weeks ago with him, and now end of the year we're doing another one. Yeah. And then I started working with him, right?
How did you start working with him? Like, what did that look like?
You mean the private client? Yeah, I paid him. That's how we started.
Oh no, I'm saying I thought you mean working with him as in like maybe on a business or something.
Yes,
like
this
that.
also. Yeah, this
Okay.
also. So we had the first couple of calls, then we had the mastermind, we met in person, and then being genuinely nice. So what we did is when he arrived in Cannes, for example, we took care of like arrival chauffeur from the airport.
Nice.
We let him stay for free in the villa.
Nice.
The villa was $12,500 a night.
Okay.
Right, he stayed for free with his family, with his kid, with his whole family basically. He brought like 5, 6, 7 different people. They all stayed in the villa for free.
Wow.
Right. We asked him before, like, hey, what do you like for food? This, that. What do you want to have? Drink? Should we organize a personal trainer?
Wow.
Like, we just took well care of him.
Value.
And then, I guess like on the mastermind, we spent a lot of time. He was always up with us, and with all the attendees until like 4, 5 a.m. at night, ordering sushi, pizza, chilling with us, hanging around. His kid was running around in the garden.
Yeah.
And we just had like a good connection immediately, right? Maybe he, I don't know, could sense it, feel it, that we are just, or that I'm, or whatever, just genuinely nice. And then we started talking. He looked into my business, thought it's interesting. And then we did a product launch together on the mastermind. And then like over time, I guess we kind of built a little relationship and are just in touch. And then he came to Dubai. I introduced him to Raul, the founder of Copecard. We did a podcast with him, went to the gym and just started talking more and more. And I guess, any relationship with a human, you just build it over time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then,
That's mad because you started off on your journey and you saw the Hero My Garage, of course, ad that we all know. And then now you're working with him.
Yeah.
And then the way that you've been able to do this is by
paying him, first of all.
I'm saying buying access.
Exactly.
Like you bought access to your first mentor.
Yes.
And then he saw as the things you were saying, as in you're a great person, you're nice, like you're kind, you're a hard worker as well, and you're building something cool. Yeah. Well, I guess your first mentor, he's there to teach you, but he saw the initial qualities that everyone can work on that. It doesn't cost money to work on this stuff. And then same thing with Ty. Now you paid him, but then now you paid for access. Yeah. Now you've got access. He's able to see who you are as a person.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And this is why this first part is so important because, Ty, he has many private clients, right? Of course. But I guess there's also going to be some that he doesn't care about, that he doesn't enjoy spending time with, right? That he, whatever, I know it for myself too, we have clients, some of them I really care about them and I'm like, hey, those are really like genuinely nice people. They have common sense. They have this, they have that. And I spend time with them. When they ask me, hey, do you want to go for dinner here in Dubai? I'm like, yes, sure, let's do it. But then there's also others where I'm like, nah, like to be honest and transparent.
Yeah, bro, that's what we want here.
You know? Some people you get along with in a great way and with some people not really. And it depends.
I'm the same way. Humans.
Exactly.
The same way. And then I think naturally there are people that you gravitate towards and naturally there's people that you don't. Yeah. And I feel like you probably kind of gravitated towards Ty like your whole whole like adult life, isn't it? That's mad. Okay. And then with other people that you met along the journey, what has been something that you've seen in them that's like, I know that you're going to be something great. I know that you're going to do something great.
Well, it's hard to describe. I asked myself this question too, because also I think when you meet a person, you can immediately kind of sense this person is going to make it or not. Kind of.
Wow.
Not immediately, take some time to get to know someone. Ty says a lot of it is like IQ based. The amount of money that you make really depends on your IQ.
Really?
And genetics,
Interesting. I like Ty's content.
Yeah, same.
So it's okay. I could tell. I could tell.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Bro, what's next for you as well? Like, what's next for you? As you said, you're doing the investing. You're still doing the coaching and everything like that as well. But what's next for you in life?
Next for me is living life and maybe already changing priorities a little bit. I've made my money. I'm have my investments. I'm good to go. Yeah. Business is running. And the goal for next year, of course, is grow the business.
Yes.
A goal would be, Ty had a saying, he did in 2019, I was also on a not mastermind, but like on an event that he did here in Dubai. And he said, the goal for every year should be make twice the money with half the stress and half the brain damage. So
I like that. Say that again.
Make twice the money with half the stress and half the brain damage.
I like that.
Yeah. So this is what I'm like. I don't like have to extremely push the business now and be like, hey, I have to get 2 million a month or whatever. I want to grow the business, of course, and of course there will probably come periods where I'll work extremely hard again, but I'm not like pushing myself anymore to like just hustle and grind all day long. I make my money. The business is good to go. We have good profit margins. I have my investments. Next year, focus is going to be also on living life, traveling, everything. Yeah.
Crazy. And what was the point? Do you remember the point where you felt like that? Where you're like, hold on, why am I pushing this hard? Like I can actually.
Yeah, I had this beginning of this year. I took for the first time in 7 years 3 months kind of completely off from
as
the
you said.
business.
Yeah.
Because end of 2023 we had record month after record month after record month, but I was also working extremely hard.
Yeah, I can imagine.
And it was stressful. And at that time, I was still managing the whole team, 25 people, all myself. And, wake up with WhatsApp messages in the morning, 50 new messages. You answer them, 20 new ones are in, right? All day long, you just get bombarded with from people. And then there's, they want something, sometimes there's problems, sometimes bigger ones, sometimes smaller ones. It can become really stressful if you manage everything yourself and don't put great systems in place. And then at this time, it was pretty stressful. Also some personal stuff. And I was... I have a business partner. He's he's my best friend. We grew up on the same street in Germany.
Now, didn't you come out to Dubai at some point with him?
First I came alone, and then 3, 4, 5 weeks later he also came, and he also worked in my mentor's company. Yeah, doing Facebook ads.
What? Because he was exposed to you. Because he was around you.
Yeah. Yes.
Exposure and environment, bro.
Yeah. Super important.
Super important, bro. I know I say this stuff a lot, and I'm repeating it, but I want it to get into people's heads.
Yeah.
Because I know this as well myself, and I see it.
Yeah, I mean, there's a saying, your network is your net worth, right?
Absolutely.
When I first heard it at the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey, I was like, yeah, okay, obviously, yeah. But you don't really pay attention to it. But now, all the deals that I'm getting, this friends and family round, when I invest into real estate, through my network, I get access to like deals that normal people don't get access to, right? Yeah. But end of last year, pretty stressful. And then, I'm seeing other people, friends of mine, also one of my really good friends, also one of my best friends from Germany. I also introduced him to the business world. He's now making 10, 15K a month, but he's chilling his life. He works 2 hours a day, chilling in Germany, right? No stress, nothing, And then my friend here in Dubai, my business partner, he doesn't make as much money as me, but he makes really good money.
Yeah.
We basically have the same exact life, right? Same exact, we even travel together. Everything same.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have stress. I'm the person who at night, when there's problems, is up until 3, 4 a.m.
Trying to solve them,
He's just going to bed, sleeping, easy peasy, waking up in the morning, coffee, like all good. And this is what I was thinking end of 2023, Niklas. Why the fuck are you pushing so extremely hard and taking on so much stuff? And then I took a break for kind of like 3 months because I was like this.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes it gets to that point, bro. Sometimes it gets to that point. And for me, what I've seen, and actually, what does your friend do? Does he do something similar?
My friend, he's my business partner.
Oh, business partner, right? Okay, right. So
but I'm the person who has like main responsibility, and I take care of everything. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
And here's the thing that I like to ask people this. Yeah. What was the point where it's like I don't necessarily need more money? Like my lifestyle hasn't really changed when I've got past this point, like on a monthly basis. Take home.
I mean, lifestyle. I think, if you make $100,000 a month, then it depends, what you want to do. I think if you make $30,000 a month or $40,000 a month profit, and you're ready and willing to spend it all, I think then from this point on, you will maybe sure if you get to 100, 200K a month, just in pure spending, you will not, of course you will see a big difference. But for me, for example, last year on average, I looked it up, I spent, I don't know, like 25 or 27K per month with apartment, and I have a big one. I'm spending 10 grand a month on my apartment with traveling. I went to 4 seasons, Seychelles, Japan, this,
nice,
that, everything. Never take care or like look at the amount of money in the bill.
Yeah.
So 25, 30K a month, if you spend that, you have a really good life, right? Of course, not the super yachts and private jets and this and that.
Not yet.
Yeah, not yet. I mean, I flew private yachts. Last year I was also on a yacht.
Oh, nice.
Not the extreme ones of it,
Yeah.
But with 30K a month, you live a really, really good life.
Good.
If you can spend it. So you probably need to make 100K because you don't want to spend everything. You also want to put money into investments. For me, most of my money goes into investments.
Oh, do you do saving? Like, do you have, is your thing like an emergency fund and then the rest is into investments? Or is it like?
I mean, I have cash, of course. But then, no, most of my money goes into investments. Yeah, real estate, Bitcoin, some other small cryptos, but mainly it's Bitcoin, gold, silver.
Wow.
Yeah,
what's physical?
Stuff. Yeah.
Interesting. My friend told me about that recently, about like, physical gold and physical silver, and I should be getting it because of some crash or something like that that's coming up, or I'm not too sure. But I just know that it holds its value.
Yeah.
Also, I've been told, right? But Nicholas, it has been a pleasure. It's been amazing. I've learned a lot. Have you learned a lot? I know that you can't respond to me, but I'm just going to assume that you said you have. And listen, I would love to do a part 2 when I'm
Sure,
back in
let's do it.
Dubai. And of course, if you guys want to see a part 2, I don't even care if you want to see a part 2. We wouldn't do a part 2 anyway. All right. I'm joking. Put a comment in the description if you want to see a part 2. All of Nicholas's descriptions will all of Nicholas's links will be in the description below. Go check those out, and you can go find out a bit more about what he does. Check out his funnels. And there's a little thing Russell Brunson likes to call funnel hacking. Go have a look at his funnel, see how he runs them. Yeah, see how he runs what he does, and take inspiration from it. And take inspiration from this story, please. Because I don't want people to just watch this content and then just continue their daily lives. No. Take a pen, take a pad, and make sure that you take this episode in. Watch it back 3 times if you have to. Well, people, have a lovely evening, have a lovely day, have a lovely whatever it is that you're going through, and I will see you next time. Peace.